The modern world fears silence more than failure. People flee from emptiness as if it were a threat, when in reality, it is the only place where one can truly find oneself. We live surrounded by screens, noise, and instant promises that make us feel alive for seconds but empty us inside. Society glorifies distraction. It teaches you to always be connected, entertained, stimulated. And when you're not, it tells you that something is wrong with you. But the real evil is not knowing how to be with yourself. Boredom is not the enemy, it is the mirror. It is the moment when the mind stops running after the world and starts to show you who you really are. That's why so many fear it, because when the noise disappears, the truth appears. And the truth is not always comfortable. The great Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius wrote alone at night, facing his mind without witnesses. Seneca found wisdom in quietude. Epictetus repeated that self-mastery is the greatest of victories. None of them sought excitement, they sought control. While most seek stimuli to feel alive, the strong seek silence to strengthen themselves. Consistency, discipline, and calm are not boring virtues. They are the foundations of all greatness. Because true power does not shout, it repeats. It does not show, it builds. And if you can endure the tedium of routine, if you master your impulses instead of obeying them, then you will discover something that few know. Boredom is not emptiness. It is the laboratory where character is forged. When the power of repetition, success does not come with inspiration. It comes with repetition. While the rest are looking for quick tricks, you need to learn to love the monotonous. That is the line that separates the mediocre from those who truly master something. Repetition is the mother of mastery, but also the father of boredom. And that's why many don't get far, because they give up the moment the excitement disappears. But tell me something, what were you expecting? That building a strong mind was going to feel comfortable? Progress doesn't sound like a standing ovation, it sounds like silence. People fear routine because they can't stand the idea of doing the same thing every day. But the great ones know that this is exactly what forges character. Look at any athlete, philosopher, or craftsman. They all have something in common. They practice more than they boast. Marcus Aurelius did not become a sage because of his talent, but because he faced his thoughts every day with the same discipline. Epictetus did not preach control because he woke up enlightened one day. He did it because he practiced mastery every moment until it became a reflex. Repetition transforms you, but it also tests you. It confronts you with your own impatience. When you repeat an action without immediate results, your mind begins to protest. It tells you this doesn't work, this is useless. But in reality, what it can't stand is the void between effort and reward. That void is where your strength grows. Every day you repeat, you are training more than a skill. You are training your ability to stand firm when no one applauds you. The power of repetition lies in its apparent simplicity. Doing the same thing seems insignificant, but each repetition is another brick in the wall you are building. A wall of temper, patience, and focus. No one sees the invisible work, and that's okay. You don't need external validation. Your reward is internal, the serenity of knowing that you fulfill yourself. Every day you repeat a habit, even if you don't see results. You are sending a message to your mind. I am in control. Not my emotions, not my distractions, not my desires. Me. That's power. Repetition is the language of personal mastery. It is the slow fire that purifies the mind and hardens the spirit. That's why the weak avoid it. They need to feel constant novelty to avoid facing their inner void. Be different, repeat, get up at the same time. Train even if you don't feel like it. Study when no one is watching. Meditate even if your mind screams boredom. Greatness is not in what you do once with passion, but in what you do 1,000 times with purpose. Repetition does not take away freedom, it gives it to you. Because every consciously repeated act is an affirmation of your control. Power is not in doing more, but in doing the same thing better. And when you learn to move at that rhythm, when your life becomes a choreography of constancy, something changes. You start to feel respect for yourself. And self-respect is the basis of all real strength. So stop looking for motivation. Look for repetition. Because strong men do not get up inspired. They get up determined. And they do it again, day after day, until their entire life becomes a silent testament that boredom in reality was never boring. It was the training ground where the indestructible are born. 2. Master your impulses. Most people are slaves to their impulses, and they don't even know it. They chase after every desire like dogs chasing an invisible bone. They act before they think, speak before they listen, and regret it afterwards. Modern society has taught you that if you feel something, you should act on it immediately. If you're hungry, you eat. If you're bored, you look at your phone. If you're sad, you post something. But that pattern, that constant need to react, is the root of your weakness. Mastering your impulses is not an option. It's a declaration of power. Impulse is that moment when the body screams and the mind shuts down. It's the moment where you decide between controlling yourself or becoming a puppet of your emotions. The Stoic understands this. Freedom is not about doing what you want, but not being dominated by your desires. Epictetus put it bluntly, "No one is free unless he masters himself," and in that phrase lies a brutal truth. If you can't say no to your impulses, you own nothing, not even yourself. Mastery begins in the small things. You don't need to conquer empires, just resist the urge. The urge to respond with anger, to give up, to seek validation, to distract yourself. Every time you postpone an automatic reaction, you become stronger. Not because you repress what you feel, but because you decide how to express it. That difference marks the distance between the weak and the wise. Controlling your impulses doesn't make you cold. It makes you impenetrable. It gives you the ability to act with clarity, even when everything is burning. And that, in a world where everyone reacts without thinking, is a huge advantage. People live in a constant war between what they want now and what they really need. The weak surrender to immediate pleasure. The strong choose purpose. And that hurts, because self-control is a silent battle that no one applauds. But each internal victory leaves a mark. When you manage to master yourself, the world stops controlling you. Provocations lose effect. The opinions of others become irrelevant and temptations become small. Not because the environment changes, but because you do. Seneca explained it wisely. The most powerful man is he who masters himself. Control does not mean repression. It means awareness. It's looking your desire in the eyes and saying, "I understand why you exist, but I won't follow you." Imagine this. Someone insults you and it provokes you. The old you would respond with fury. The you who masters himself remains silent, observes, understands, and acts only if necessary. That's the difference between reacting and responding, between being swept away by the current or directing the course of the river. Every time you choose not to give in, you're building an inner wall. This wall doesn't isolate you, it protects you. It separates you from the chaos of those who live governed by impulses that destroy them. Personal control is pure power, invisible but real. It makes you formidable, because those who do not master themselves are easy to manipulate, but those who govern themselves cannot be controlled by anyone. So the next time you feel a strong emotion, don't reject it, observe it, breathe, decide. In that space between impulse and action lives your freedom. The wise know it. He who controls himself does not lose, he gains the respect of his mind. And in a world dominated by impulses, he who masters himself is the only one who truly commands. 3. Purpose before pleasure. Pleasure is the brightest lure of the modern world. Everything you see, everything you consume, is designed to make you feel good for a moment and empty afterward. We have been programmed to seek constant gratification, a like, a purchase, a new goal that only lasts a day. But no one teaches you to endure silence, waiting, the frustration that inevitably accompanies anything truly worthwhile. Pleasure screams, purpose whispers, and that's why so few hear it. Pleasure gives you a momentary spark. Purpose ignites you for a lifetime. but it requires sacrifice. It requires giving up what gives you immediate pleasure for something you can't yet see. That's the essence of strength. Pleasure is easy, purpose hurts. Pleasure distracts you, purpose focuses you. Pleasure empties you, purpose fills you. Every man who has achieved greatness had to pay that price. Marcus Aurelius understood it. Writing his meditations was not entertainment, it was a discipline. Seneca, surrounded by luxuries, knew that wealth without purpose is just a cage with gold. Epictetus, being a slave, was freer than many rich men because he had a direction, a reason to resist. When you live guided by pleasure, you become a prisoner of your desires. But when you live guided by purpose, you become an architect of your destiny. That's the difference between living by reaction and living by intention. Ask yourself, how many decisions do you make just to feel good for a moment? And how many do you make because you know they bring you closer to the life you really want to build? If most of your actions are driven by the former, you're running away, not moving forward. Purpose doesn't give you dopamine, it gives you direction. And that scares, because when you have purpose, you can't hide behind excuses. You can't distract yourself with nonsense. You have to face your weakness, your habits, your thoughts. That's why many avoid it. It's more comfortable to lose yourself in pleasures than to commit to something that demands discipline. But those who live with purpose don't need distraction. Their mission gives them energy, not evasion. Pleasure depends on the environment. Purpose depends on you. You can be surrounded by chaos and still move forward if you know why you do what you do. You don't need everything to be okay, you just need clarity. That clarity makes you dangerous because you can no longer be manipulated with rewards or threats. You have stopped being reactive. You have chosen your own path. Living with purpose doesn't mean eliminating pleasure, but putting it in its place. Enjoying is not wrong. What destroys is living only for that. The Stoic does not give up happiness, he gives up dependence, because he understands that the sweetest thing is not what is obtained, but what is built. Every time you choose purpose over pleasure, you are strengthening your spirit. You are telling the world, I don't need stimuli to feel alive. I am content with having direction, and that is a form of power that few understand. So stop chasing the easy. Don't run after the next pleasure, the next escape. Find something that justifies your discipline, something that makes you get up even when nothing makes sense. Because pleasure offers you a reward today, but takes it away tomorrow. Purpose demands effort today, but gives you freedom forever. And when you understand that, you will stop seeking to feel good and start building yourself well. Because pleasure puts you to sleep, but purpose wakes you up. 4. Strength in calm. We live in an era where people confuse noise with power. They think that whoever shouts the loudest wins, that whoever shows off more is worth more. But true strength never makes a fuss. True strength is the one that remains calm when everything around collapses. It's the type of power that doesn't need to prove anything because it stands on its own. And that calm, in a world that runs without thinking, is almost revolutionary. Controlling calm does not mean being passive. It means mastering the inner fire so it doesn't consume you. It means acting with precision when everyone else acts on impulse. In a storm, the weak panic. The strong observe, analyze, wait, and only then do they move. That pause is what separates a wise man from an impulsive one. Because calm is not the absence of emotion. It is the presence of awareness. Marcus Aurelius knew this. He ruled an entire empire and yet wrote every night to remind himself not to lose control. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, he said. That is the essence of calm, understanding that you do not control the facts, only your interpretation of them. While others waste energy reacting, you conserve yours by thinking. That difference defines the course of your life. The world pushes you to react quickly, to respond without thinking, to show that you are present. But calm is a form of rebellion. It's looking chaos in the eye and saying, "You're not going to drag me down." Calm is not bought, it is trained. And every time you choose not to explode, you are strengthening your internal foundations. You are turning the mind into a refuge, not a battlefield. People think that staying calm is easy. It's not. It requires courage. It requires knowing that you don't have to respond to everything, that not everything deserves your energy, that silence sometimes hits harder than 1,000 words. Calm is the language of those who do not seek to win arguments, but to preserve their peace. And that is a level of strength that many will never achieve, because to stay calm amid the noise, you first have to have faced yourself. Every difficult situation is a test of your balance. Every provocation an opportunity to master yourself. The one who remains calm does not do so because they do not feel, but because they have learned to govern what they feel. That is power in its purest form. And curiously, calm attracts respect. Because people can argue with your words, but they cannot alter your presence when it is firm. Practicing calm is not disconnecting from the world, it's reconnecting with yourself. It's remembering that no insult defines you, no rush controls you, no obstacle has the power to bring you down unless you give it to them. The calm mind sees clearer, and whoever sees clearly decides better. That's the difference between a leader and a follower. The leader masters the moment, does not fear it. So the next time life pushes you to react, do the opposite. Stop. Breathe, observe, not because you're weak, but because you know that calm is your shield. Whoever masters their peace masters any battle. You don't need to prove your strength to the world. You just need to preserve it. Because in a hysterical world, calm is not a weakness. It's a silent form of superiority. 5. Be your best project. Most people dedicate their lives to building things outside of themselves. Careers, relationships, appearances, fortunes. But they forget about the essential building themselves. It's ironic, isn't it? We worry about how others see us, but we ignore how we see ourselves when we look in the mirror when no one is watching. We demand external progress, but tolerate internal stagnation. And so we live, perfecting facades while neglecting the foundations. Becoming your best project means to stop seeing yourself as a finished product. It means accepting that you are in constant development and that every day is an opportunity to improve yourself. Not for approval, not for comparison, but for self-respect. Seneca said that no wind is favorable for those who do not know where they are going. You are that ship. And if you do not work on strengthening yourself, any current will drag you away. Being your best project is a form of silent discipline. It's not about big changes, but about small, constant decisions. About getting up even when you don't feel like it. About keeping your promises even when no one sees them. About correcting yourself when you catch yourself acting from ego, laziness, or fear. It's a daily investment that many don't make because it doesn't offer immediate rewards. But the compound interest of your internal effort pays off in serenity, clarity, and power. In a world that teaches you to pretend more than you are, being authentic is an act of rebellion. People disguise themselves as successful while their minds crumble. But the one who works on himself doesn't need to show off. His energy speaks for him. His presence conveys calm, not anxiety. His gaze reflects focus, not lack. That kind of person doesn't seek to shine. They illuminate without trying. When you decide to make yourself your most important project, you change the equation. You start measuring progress by your character, not by your results. You ask yourself less, what do I have? And more, who am I becoming? And that question puts you on the right path. Because life doesn't reward you for accumulating things, but for becoming someone worthy of holding them. The internal work is the most demanding because you can't lie to yourself. There are no filters, no spectators, no applause. It's just you facing your limits. But in that solitude, steel is forged. And when you realize that you don't need to be perfect but consistent, your world changes. Consistency is the purest form of power. True personal development is not in reading motivational phrases or following others' routines. It's in knowing yourself, in understanding what holds you back, what inspires you, what sabotages you. It's in observing yourself with brutal honesty and acting with intention. In polishing your virtues without pride and confronting your flaws without fear. Because the man who builds himself does not depend on luck. He becomes his own foundation. So stop looking for someone to admire and start building who you will be. Make your mind your masterpiece. Make your discipline your legacy. Because everything you invest in yourself will never be lost. Everything external can collapse: relationships, money, recognition. But if you are solid inside, nothing can bring you down. Being your best project is not selfishness, it's responsibility. Because when you improve yourself, you improve the world you touch. And that's when you understand that the greatest creation you can leave in this life is yourself. 6. Take care of your environment. The people you spend time with shape your mind more than you imagine. What you see, hear, and allow daily becomes your mental environment. And that environment can either propel you or destroy you. It's not about becoming arrogant or isolated. It's about understanding that your environment is not a detail. It's your growth terrain. If you plant a seed in toxic soil, no matter how much you water it, it won't grow strong. The same goes for you. Your environment is not only made up of people, but also ideas, habits, and stimuli. Everything you consume, from the conversations you have to what you see on social networks, is shaping your character. If you surround yourself with noise, you will lose clarity. If you surround yourself with complaints, you will become one. If you surround yourself with mediocrity, you will start to justify it. That's why the Stoics were so selective with their company. They knew that the mind is contagious. Epictetus advised, avoid companies that corrupt virtue, not because he despised others, but because he understood that protecting the mind is protecting life. Taking care of your environment doesn't mean locking yourself up, but consciously choosing what you let in. If you want peace, you can't live among chaos. If you want clarity, you can't tolerate disorder. If you want strength, you can't share energy with those who feed on drama. No matter how much you work on yourself, if you return every day to an environment that drains your energy, you will regress without noticing. The environment is like a stream of water. If you're not alert, it sweeps you away. The environment also reflects what you allow inside you. Sometimes the most dangerous place is not a room, but your own head full of foreign voices. Voices that tell you that you can't, that it's not worth it, that you should leave it for later. But when you decide to take care of your environment, you also decide to take care of your thoughts. You start to clean not only your physical space, but your mental space. And that cleaning brings power. Silence can be uncomfortable at first, but it is also sacred. When you eliminate external noise, what really matters appears. The mind gets organized, the soul breathes, and your purpose takes shape again. You can't build a strong life from a contaminated terrain. You have to clear the field, pull out what is left over, and take care of what nourishes. That is true discipline. Look at your environment and ask yourself, does this strengthen me or weaken me? Do these people elevate me or distract me? Do these places inspire me or exhaust me? Being aware of this doesn't make you cold, it makes you wise. Because when you choose your environment, you are choosing your destiny. Take care of who you let near. Take care of what you listen to. Take care of what you consume. The mind is a garden, and you decide whether flowers or weeds grow. Don't apologize for protecting your peace. The people who lose you when you take care of yourself never valued you when you neglected yourself. And when you learn to surround yourself with calm, purpose, and people who also seek to grow, your entire life changes frequency. The ideal environment is not found, it is built. It's not luck, it's selection. It's not isolation, it's wisdom. Because when the place where you live, the people you share with, and the thoughts you keep are aligned with your purpose, you no longer need external motivation. You are surrounded by growth, and there, in that silent balance, your true strength begins. 7. Greatness in simplicity. The current world convinces you that you need more to feel like someone. More money, more success, more attention, more things. But the truth is that the more you chase the unnecessary, the further you move away from the essential. Greatness is not in accumulation, it's in simplicity, in having so clear what matters that the rest ceases to have power over you. That is the wisdom that the Stoics understood and that the modern world has forgotten. Simplicity does not impoverish, it liberates. Simplicity is not emptiness, it's purity. It's the ability to focus on what really gives meaning to your life. Living with less noise, less drama, less need to prove. Simplicity is not lack of ambition, it's direction. While others spend their energy on 100 things at once, you concentrate it on one, on getting better every day. Society fears simplicity because it does not know how to stay still. It thinks that if there is no movement, there is failure. But movement without purpose is just distraction disguised as productivity. Learning to live with less does not mean settling. It means not allowing the unnecessary to rob you of the essential. Marcus Aurelius practiced it daily. Despite being emperor, he lived modestly. He wrote reflections to remind himself that everything external, wealth, fame, power, was fleeting. Seneca, having everything, renounced the superfluous to preserve his serenity, and Epictetus, having nothing, lived with more peace than most. They all understood the same truth. It's not about how much you have, but how much you need to be at peace. Greatness in simplicity is born when you stop complicating yourself to impress. When you stop filling your days with activities that contribute nothing. When you choose quality over quantity. Because the mind needs space, and the soul too. If you live saturated with stimuli, you end up numbed. You don't see, you don't hear, you don't feel. And then you forget who you are. Simplicity is not aesthetic, it's inner power. It's knowing how to say no to what distracts you. It's eliminating what doesn't add up without remorse. It's valuing a quiet coffee more than an empty conversation. It's walking without the need to tell about it. It's finding pleasure in the everyday without seeking validation. That is true wealth, being able to enjoy the basics without feeling lack. Every time you choose simplicity, you are tuning your soul. You are training your mind to see clearly. Simplicity forces you to look inside, and that discomforts those who only know how to look outside. But if you endure it, you become free. You stop competing, pretending, wanting to win a race that leads nowhere. Simplicity gives you power because it eliminates noise and leaves only the essential, you and your purpose. Look at your life honestly. How many things do you do just out of inertia? How many burdens do you keep out of fear of letting go? Greatness is not having more, it's needing less. It's being able to look at your surroundings and feel complete without adornments. It's living with purpose, not with excess. Strong people do not seek to complicate, they seek clarity. They do not need to adorn themselves to shine. And while the rest get lost in the superficial, you strengthen yourself in the essential. Because whoever finds beauty in simplicity has conquered something that the whole world seeks without knowing it. The peace of not needing so much to be immense. That is the silent greatness that only the wise understand. 8. Protect your peace. Your peace is worth more than any argument, more than any victory, more than any relationship. But most people don't understand this until they lose it. We live surrounded by provocations, people seeking reaction, situations designed to disturb your calm, news that only sows anxiety. Everything is constructed to keep you restless, to make you respond, to distract you. And every time you fall, you give away power. Protecting your peace is not running away from the world. It's learning to live within it without being devoured. Society glorifies speed, opinion, and confrontation. It pushes you to take a stance on everything, to participate in discussions that change nothing, to defend your ego as if it were your identity. But the one who protects their peace knows how to choose their battles. Not everything deserves your energy. Not everything that bothers you requires a response. Silence often is the strongest blow because it shows that you don't need to destroy anything to prove that you've won. Marcus Aurelius said that what robs you of calm dominates you. And it's true. If you let any person or situation control your emotional state, then you are still a slave. True freedom is not measured by how many doors you can open, but by how many you can close. without feeling guilt. Protecting your peace is learning to withdraw before you lose yourself. It's setting boundaries even to what you love if it starts to drain you. Your peace is the center of your strength. Without it, everything else crumbles. You can't think clearly, you can't decide firmly, you can't grow purposefully. That's why the wise man doesn't seek to be right. He seeks to be in balance. And that balance is defended, cared for, protected like a treasure. People will confuse your calm with indifference, but it doesn't matter. They live at war with everything, even with themselves. You don't. You choose to be at peace, and that choice is your greatest act of power. Protecting your peace doesn't mean avoiding conflict, but facing it without losing control. It's looking at chaos with a calm mind and acting with intelligence, not with anger. It's saying no without guilt. It's walking away without resentment. It's understanding that sometimes distance is a sign of respect towards yourself. There will be those who can't stand your serenity because it confronts them with their own disorder. They will try to drag you into their noise. Don't fall. Provocation always seeks company, and you are not obliged to attend. Maintaining your peace is an art that few master because it requires courage. It requires accepting that you don't need to prove anything. That not responding is also a response. That your silence can be stronger than their scream. You can't control the world, but you can control how you traverse it. And if you manage to keep your peace intact while everything moves around you, you will have become someone imperturbable, not out of coldness, but out of strength. Peace is not found, it's built. It's built with small decisions, choosing calm over drama, reflection over reaction, distance over wear. Every time you choose your peace, you are telling the world that your well-being is not for sale. So protect yourself. Guard your energy as if it were gold. Don't give your serenity to someone who wouldn't know what to do with it. The man or woman who masters their peace masters their destiny. Because in a world where everyone is shouting, the one who remains silent becomes untouchable. And that undoubtedly is the highest form of power. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. If you watched the whole thing, comment "I am Stoic" as our secret signal to know that you're a true student of Stoicism. Don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like if you enjoyed it. See you in the next video, and remember, keep cultivating your Stoic mind.